Hey, you're here with Scott Marsh, the Mind Body Mentor. Hope you're well. Now, I actually want to answer a big question that I get probably on a daily basis, and it always revolves around the idea of motivation. Now, one thing I want you to think about when it comes to motivation is that motivation is just like any other emotion that you want to experience, or not experience for that matter. Every single emotion that you want to experience is actually made up of a whole series of recipes or ingredients, things that actually make up that emotion in the first place. Now, when it comes to motivation, we often see it as a very positive thing, something that we all want more of. But not a lot of us actually go on to explore what actually builds motivation for us, or what actually gets us motivated, gets us in the mood, and gets us excited in the first place. So I basically put together this little diagram. Hopefully you can semi-read it. So essentially we've got hashtag motivation down the bottom right here. Now, the thing with motivation is that I always see it more as an end product thing rather than something that you have in order to go and achieve your goal in the first place, which means that you're going to have to do some sort of work in order to get that level of motivation that you're looking for. I think most people, when they're trying to start out on a goal, whether it be fat loss, nutrition, or transforming their life in some other way, I think they kind of expect that motivation should be there all the time without any sort of effort involved. And that definitely isn't the case from what I've seen from most people. Now, for me, when it comes to motivation, is that I think actually there's many factors that actually build up the whole emotion of motivation in the first place. I mean, first of all, energy. You're not going to be motivated unless you've got some level of energetic spirit in you, right? So the more energetic spirit you've got inside you, the more motivated you normally naturally are. Nutrition. People don't really associate nutrition with motivation that much, but nutrition is a huge part of feeling motivated. Just think about it for a second. If you're not eating a good diet or a nutritional plan that agrees with you and makes you feel good, then you're not going to get that liveliness or that excitement that you associate motivation with normally. So nutrition is going to play a big part of it. But the way that this little diagram works is that each one of these little headings around here actually all links up. Because if your nutrition's no good, you're going to find your energy or your energetic spirit's not going to be particularly good either, which is going to affect your motivation, okay? Mood. People do not track their moods enough. People often track their calories, people often track their nutritional plans, but one of the things that people don't actually track is their mood, how they're feeling on a daily basis. If you want to go a bit deeper into the whole idea of mood, there's a thing called hedonic tone, which is essentially how you feel before your thoughts and feelings actually start progressing into anything else. But judging your mood and your actions each day is important because your actions will affect your mood and your mood will affect your actions. So looking at mood is an important part of actually feeling more hashtag motivated. Sleep, again, something that a lot of people do not actually pay that much attention to. With the amount of actually fitness products now that you can actually watch your sleep and track your sleep on, you always tend to find is that after a night well slept, you tend to be more energetic, which allows you to be more motivated. But then if we bring in the whole nutrition thing, is that when you are more energetic, your mood tends to be better, you tend to be more energetic, and you've got more to give when it comes to your nutritional plan, all in all giving you more motivation, okay? And then there comes movement. I want you just to think about it for a second. Have you ever had one of those days where you just sit on the sofa the whole time, staring at the ceiling or watching the TV? Is that you're going to find that your energy is probably not that great. And that's because actually we get a lot of our energy from actually moving around. So the more movement you do, within reason, this doesn't mean overtraining or doing something ridiculous, but the more movement you have, normally the better sleep you have, which means you're in a better mood, which also means that you have more energy, which means you can put it into your nutritional plan, which gives you more hashtag motivation. Okay, you see how it all kind of links together. Now, what is the big deal here? Because people tend not to feel motivated all the time, and it's normally because one of these 5 areas tends to be out of sync. So let's just add something to the equation for a second, where the whole mindset element comes into this. Just bear with me, team. I'll tell you, bloody typical, my pen is just starting to run out. But hey, cool. This is the issue that we actually have on all of these things. Now, this is known as threat, okay? Now, this is definitely more of a mindset issue, or something that we want to work on from a more kind of coaching basis, rather than something where we're instructing you on different ways to live your life in certain ways. Now, what is threat? Threat essentially happens when things are happening too fast or too slow, or if they're happening with unclear intent, which essentially means that there's no certainty associated with it. So just think about it for a second. If, let's say, your relationship at the moment is a bit sluggish and a bit slow, that's going to be a threat on your mindset. It's taking away your capacity to focus on these key things that get you motivated in the first place. So if you start working on the threat level of what's actually taking away that capacity for you to thrive, you will find that automatically you will have more capacity in the bucket to start working on your energy, your nutrition, your mood, your sleep, your movement. Well, how about work? Like, work stress is such a big thing, right? Most of us are extremely stressed when it comes to our workplace. We don't like what we're doing. We don't like the people we're working with. We don't like being told what to do. All these sort of factors. But again, this comes down to threat. Just think, like, if you've got that much stress on your plate from work, how much capacity have you got left to look at your nutrition? Or how much capacity and time have you got to actually look into your mood? Probably not that much. But if you start addressing the bigger issues that are causing you threat, with work, perhaps it's overwhelm, things moving too fast and you can't keep up, so it's causing you stress in your life. If you start on working on these things first, suddenly you open up that capacity to start working on your energy systems, your nutrition, your mood, your sleep, your movement, which all in turn makes you more motivated. So this is the lesson that I want you to take away from today. I want you to take away the whole idea is that you have not got to be motivated. You do not deserve to be motivated all the time. You were not given the gift of motivation. You've got to work on it. Okay, and to work on it, all you have to do is just slow things down just a little tiny bit so you can start getting some awareness on the areas or the ingredients that actually build up motivation in the first place. But it always starts here with a threat. Okay, so if you're finding that you're stressed, if you're pissed off, if you're angry, any of those sorts of feelings, you're probably going to be under some sort of threat at the moment. Exploring that and actually making yourself feel better in that area and setting small, tiny tasks that you can actually get some small wins at, and you will find that suddenly your motivation will open back up. So, my friend, you are not unmotivated. You just need to slow things down and just start exploring what's really going on in all the other areas at the moment. And put some tracking and some implementation into it too. So that's Scott Marsh, the Mind Body Mentor. Slightly longer video for today, but hopefully it was something that was useful for you when it comes to motivation. Have a good day.